Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Legal Mic, the podcast where we talk about law beyond the books, beyond courtroom, and beyond headlines. At the Legal Mic, we don't discuss legal provisions or famous judgments. We talk about people behind the profession, the responsibilities that come with it, and the realities that every lawyer, young or experienced, faces on the ground. Today is all about purpose, perception, and the path forward in law. And we have a very special guest with us to explore these themes. I'm delighted to welcome Advocate Uday sir, a legal professional whose journey and insights reflects law not just as a career, but as a service of society. Sir, welcome to the Legal Mic. Thank you so much for joining with us today.
Thank you.
Moving on ahead, uh, if you allow, I have a couple of questions for you.
Please go ahead.
So, throughout your journey in the legal arena, what is your perception that you seek for in the law field for the futures of lawyers?
See, so far as the Indian legal brains are concerned, I see that they are having a great demand in the world. Speaking for state of Maharashtra, where I am presently practicing, for Maharashtra and Goa, there are 270,000 lawyers. Let us go back around 10 years down the line, there was no that much demand for legal profession. But as of now, more than the MBBS, more than BE, more than JEE, more than other several exams, the students are preferring for law because they feel that there is a good exposure which is available for them and the future of this profession is bright. Apart from that, as I said that uh, the Indian legal brains are welcome throughout the world. Let us go back to the pre-independence era. We are aware that we were ruled by Britishers, and the same colonial judicial system is there in almost around 80 countries in the world. Of course, those respective countries are known as the Commonwealth countries, and therefore there is a similarity between our legal system and those legal system. Just as an by way of an example, I can say that let us go to Malaysia, let us go to Singapore, let us go to Australia, let us go to even New Zealand, let us go to South Africa. You will find that our legal system as of now and their legal system, those are based on the same set of principles. As a result of that, the Indian legal brains are welcomed in those countries, and not only that, there is a tremendous demand for legal brain. For our viewers, let us go back around 30 years back down the line. We were told that there was a demand for LPO, legal process outsourcing companies. Around 30 years back, this started in India because the Indian legal labor was cheap as compared to European countries or as compared to USA, and therefore they were uh, outsourcing their legal work to the Indian lawyers. Of course, very soon after around 15-20 years, those countries found a cheap labor than India. So then they shifted to Bangladesh and then thereafter to the Philippines. But still, the Indian legal brains are preferred even today, so far as the actual research, so far as the actual drafting, so far as the actual consultancy. And therefore, I quite see that the future of the Indian legal brain is much brighter, and therefore, large number of students are choosing this profession.
Indeed, sir. Talking about law in a global aspect, what do you think the difficulties young legal minds like us or any future lawyers would
I quite see your question. See, the traditional practice in the country is appearing for prosecution or appearing for defense. Traditional practice is appearing for plaintiff or appearing for defendant. But now, in the context of the international practice or in the context of the international arbitration, you will find that there is a sea change so far as the opportunities are concerned. There are opportunities about the arbitrations which are there in the field of international business laws. There are expertise courses which are available, like the sports law. The sports law, the young lawyers are becoming expert in that. Energy law, space law, migration law, immigration laws. These are the specialized fields which are coming up in India. And therefore, you will find that in the international legal market, the Indian lawyers are welcomed. Coming back to making our Indian legal brain as an expert in that particular field, you will find that ordinarily Indian lawyers are treated as a good counsel for the matrimonial disputes. Indian lawyers are treated as a good counsel for human right issues. But the fact remains that with reference to the commercial litigation, with reference to the cross-border litigation, with reference to the multinational investment litigation, you will find that there is a scope for Indian lawyers to improve further. And therefore, the traditional way of grooming the young lawyer will have to be changed. We will have to tell them that not only in India, there are opportunities outside the India, and therefore be ready to grab that opportunity.
Yes, sir. And also, according to you, what practices or what notes should young students should take in order to be the best in their field?
First thing first, they should think little out of box. What is happening? Around 90% issues are settled by this way or that way, the judgment delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Now, therefore, those who are saying that I am only on the corporate side, I am only on the criminal side, I am only on the matrimonial side, or I am only on the banking side, sorry, the future is cross-pathy. I'll treat this as a different segment. So in future, you will have to cross those boundaries and prepare your own independent new type of practice. You cannot say that I'll restrict to so and so. So therefore, think little out of box. That's the first suggestion which I wish to give to our legal brains. Second is, even if you are using the chat GPT, do not become a slave of chat GPT. See, artificial intelligence is a tool for improving your performances. You should not become a slave of that particular machines. See, ultimately, everybody nowadays go and ask a question to Google Mausi or Google Mama who is sitting in your mobile. Try to minimize the dependence on that. They will give you information, they will not give you knowledge. If you want to convert that information into knowledge, then you should attend podcast like this. Then you should attend the lectures. Then you should participate. Then the out of box question will come. On multiple occasions, I could see that the absurd thoughts which are coming, if you try to pen down those thoughts, then possibly that will be a beautiful proposition of law, which may be perhaps untouched by the honorable judges of the High Court or the Supreme Court. So therefore, second aspect would be little bit absurd. If you are thinking, then try to pen down it, and so that tomorrow that particular thought may give rise to a better legal proposition. The last important aspect is this, the suggestion to all my young viewers. The black coat which you are wearing is like a kavacha kundala. This kind of a jacket which you are wearing is useful for our day-to-day life. This will give you more than your expectation. This will give you more than your standing. This will give you ample fame, ample fame and ample money also. But only one expectation which our black coat is having. That expectation is be loyal to the black coat. What do you mean by be loyal to the black coat? Follow the ethics. And I'll tell you, this is the differentiating factor between the AI and the human being like us. All lawyers are going to follow ethics, but if you are using a AI, then AI is not going to follow the ethics. That is the game changing scenario, and therefore my appeal to all our friends who are viewing this podcast, you will have to utilize the artificial intelligence as a tool for improving your performance, but you should not become a slave of artificial intelligence because you are bound by the ethics and they are not bound by the ethics. I think with this, let us stop here for this podcast. Thank you very much for inviting me on this podcast, Legal Mike. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are indeed privileged to have you here.